Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out. Maybe you're a new listener to Critical Hit because you were brought in for the Pathfinder adventure or maybe the Call of Cthulhu, but we've been around for quite a while, and there's a lot of stuff you can go back in and listen to. But instead of telling you what has happened over the last, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of doing this show, how about we just jump into this week's episode? And Sam, why don't you take it away?
So, last time
on Critical Hit,
you guys were back in Redemption. And while some of you had gone to sleep, I believe that Chema had some business he wanted to take care of.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to go around town and see if I saw any signs of the wiltoning.
Yeah, do you have survival, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, why don't you make a survival check?
29.
Nice. So yeah, it's bad here. It is and your guess is that most of the wilting that's been happening here is recent. Like when when you were in Perdition and on the way between there and Los Brazos, a lot of the things you'd seen like were kind of well spread. So yeah, you would guess that things here are just starting to wilt.
Mm-hmm. That is actually kind of good news. That's all I wanted to do overnight, so I'll eventually get to bed.
Cool. All right. You can get a room at the boarding house, not a problem.
Okay.
And yeah, you guys go to sleep and wake up.
Okay.
What do you do in the morning?
I think I need to put the furniture back where it was at.
Yes.
And then I guess if Eshin is awake, we'll go downstairs and try to rustle us up some food.
Russell. I get it. Because it's your name.
Mm-hmm.
And also a cattle reference. And the humor comes in the juxtaposition of... Never mind.
Yeah, that's easy. They serve breakfast every morning, so...
Okay, and then...
you can get yourself some stuff.
After eating, I guess I need to head over to the big house and start doing some work. Is it the Miller house? That's where I'm going, right?
Yes, correct. So yeah, you and Eshin are heading over there?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, when you go there, actually, Maria, is it? Let me double check.
Yep, that's her.
Okay, yeah, is waiting for you kind of up the path, and she'll show you to the guest house, which is where you're going to be working. She's like, "Oh, thank you again so much for handling this for me."
It's totally not a problem. I'm happy to help. I know that these railroads doing their thing, joining up or whatever, is probably a good thing for everyone in the long run.
I certainly hope so. And yeah, I mean, it's maybe after you're done with the temple, you'll consider staying on and helping with the work.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know where I will be called away to next, or if there are any positions that would need my skills.
Oh, there's certainly work for a man with your skills here.
Oh, well, that's good to know. This is Eshin. You met him, I think, last night.
Oh, yes. Hi again.
Hi.
He's good for lifting heavy things and moving things around. So if you need crates or barrels or anything moved, he could be the person to help you out.
Oh, well, there's also always lifting to be done. Here, let me show you to the house. And so she actually leads you to a side entrance as opposed to the main entrance to the manor, which you would guess would be the entrance used by contractors or servants. And it is unfinished but gorgeous. It's clearly like high quality, you'd say old growth wood that is being used to build this section. It's mostly complete. You really, there's only just kind of a day's work of finishing here going on. And then, you've got some polishing that needs to be done, some sanding, some moving of furniture back in to make this place look good. She says that everything's been acquired and it's being stored in. Basically, she'll like point out a kind of storage shed that it all has been delivered to. So you're just going to be moving things back and forth between there and this place.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess then I'll get to work. Will you be helping here, or do you have other things that you need to do?
Oh, I've got that dress fitting,
right.
but I'll be back after that's done. And then hopefully we can finish up.
Excellent.
Well, have fun.
Oh, thank you. Work is always enjoyable.
And she'll head off.
So I guess I will find some things for Eshin to kind of move around or tidy up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll climb up to the top and start sanding and working my way down.
Sounds good. Then we'll move on to Chema. What are you doing?
I will walk around town and try to see what the latest scuttlebutt is about.
Cool. Anyone in particular you're trying to find or talk to or learn about?
I'm still trying to figure out if it really sounds like the Greenwoods aren't in town and nobody has seen them for a while. So I will instead focus on new in town people that have made a splash.
Sure. So why don't you make me a diplomacy check?
12.
Because you're not really from here, you're having a little bit of a harder time getting people to talk to you. But you know that you have heard a few names already that have are now in town. So you know that Arthur Wilson is there and Abel Diaz is there, and both of them have been flashing around a fair bit of money. They both have been. There's also a few suppliers that have come in for the party. Basically, apparently the town tailor has gotten some new fabrics and buttons and things like that, and has been making a lot of clothing for people who are looking to look good for tonight.
Okay. I will also try to kind of get a feel for the criminal element in town. Not in too big a way, just in, trying to figure out who's gambling and where and who's moving stuff through the town that, without having anybody check it or whatever.
Sure. Why don't you make a second diplomacy check for that then?
Okay. 23.
Oh, yeah, that is better. So there's kind of what you'd expect from a town like this. There is a lot of minor crime caused by having traveling workers that kind of come in and out of here that are from the camps that come into town and gamble and start fights and drink too much and sometimes damage things. That actually seems to be, workers from both camps are responsible for all sorts of petty crimes and disturbances. You think that it's Miller's workers that are more rowdy, and that though you have heard that there seems to be a little bit less crime over the last few days that I think you guys had previously possibly attributed to also fewer railroad workers being in town. And aside from that, there's also one particular gang that you guys have heard of that people also like talking about is the Renfields. And in fact, people are particularly abuzz about the Renfields right now because they are talking about a fight that seems to have happened between them and the hanging judge that led
Right.
to a wagon being shot up.
Good to know. And then lastly, I will I'll probably go and get some like non-traveling clothes, some like nicer clothes, and see if I can talk my way into that party later.
Cool. Yeah, then you want to head to Harry's tailor shop.
Okay.
And there's a man who runs it is Harrison Murphy. He's pretty neatly dressed, somewhat fussy guy who is from the East Coast, but has been, as he puts it, made a business coming to Redemption to make clothes on the fly for people who come to parties and realize they don't have clothes to go to parties, which seems to be what his entire business is today.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, he's got a set of suits that he can alter just within the day because he's specifically prepared for this occasion. And let me see, while you're there, and actually while you're there, there's a woman there who is somewhat grudgingly letting him work on a dress for her. She keeps complaining that he's making it too tight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, I'll when she complains, I will like walk over, at a respectful distance and get the tailor's attention and say, "Oh, can I? Is there a line, or should I just wait in?"
I suppose you can just wait. Or if you want to, he pauses for a second and says to the woman, "If you would just hold still, this would take less time. I suppose if you can come back in half an hour, if you can't wait when I'm done with Miss Rosa, I can give you proper attention."
Oh, if it is all right, it would be fine for me to just wait. First off, I may have already done everything there is to do in this town.
Doesn't take much time, does it?
No. And the other thing is I am in dire need of better clothes, so I would hate for somebody to get in line ahead of me.
He looks you over. He's like, "I see what you mean." Then yes, take a seat.
I'll go take a seat.
And the woman kind of cranes her neck, which he pokes her in the side to get her to look straight, and says, "Oh, where are you from? I haven't seen you before."
Oh, I am here from Mexico, actually.
Oh, I haven't been back in a bit. Well, what brings you to Redemption?
A bit of business. There is a party tonight.
Yes, yes. Are you an investor?
I am not. I am a would-be investor in a sense. But unfortunately, I was not strictly invited. So,
Well, I do know that Mr. Miller's keen to get investors in. I'm trying to were you trying to solicit an invite?
I have not. I have just arrived in town. My partners found out about this very late, so I am blowing in. I have met a few very nice people in town, but
It's a great town, is it?
just there is. I have been spending a lot of time with a gentleman named Russell. He is a carpenter.
Yes, Russell. He's actually doing some work for me over at the Miller's place right now, covering for me while I get this stupid dress made. And the tailor does something, and she goes, "Ow!" And he clearly just pricked her with a pin.
Right.
And so, all right, if you're an investor, I don't know, maybe talk to the Hasses. They are a bit prickly, but they are in tight with Mr. Miller. And, Raquel's a bit prickly. Fritz is the nicest. And so I'm betting you spend 10 minutes with him and he'll get you into the party.
Oh, that would be really great.
Yeah, just head over to the Haas General Store. Talk about your business. I'm sure they can make something work out.
Okay, I will do that once I have some new clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Although I suppose that would be something that I could do while your dress is finished.
I guess that's true. Though, I don't know. You might want to show off your new clothes to show that you're a respectable businessman.
That is a great idea. You are very intelligent as well as stylish.
She blushes slightly. She's like, this might be the first time I have ever been called stylish. The dress is all hairy. And he nods and says, "Oh, yes, it is."
Well, you have a fine choice in clothing establishments then.
She blushes slightly and says, "This is the only tailor in town."
Well, then Redemption is a very lucky town because I have been to places that have many tailors, and this is certainly high quality work.
And Harry nods, and you'll have to tell me all about the inferior quality work that you've seen while I work on your suit.
Oh, certainly.
Cool. And then we'll go briefly to who else? Alder.
Alder is probably going to go and check in with the doctor this morning.
Oh, good.
Seems like a good plan because it's been, a while.
Yeah. So you go and use your key to open the door of Dr. Barton's offices. And she is as soon as you start opening the door, she's on the other side grabbing the door and it says, "Alder Clayson, where have you been?"
Well, I had a couple of situations that unfortunately took longer than I expected. I apologize for my absence.
You leave without any word to me and send half the mining camp to my office with butt boils and rashes.
That was unintentional, I'm afraid. There was a need for some distraction. I apologize. At least we will get to invoice them.
Oh, as if most of those people could pay. I would kick you to the curb if you didn't make such lovely teas for me.
Well, there is that. And again, I'm very sorry. If you'd like, I can make you the special one that you like with the chamomile and the burdock and I don't remember. What is the third that you like?
The lavender, and that would be a start. I think I cleaned out half of your stores while you were gone to apply whatever cures I could. It would have been much, much easier if you had been there to help me make them. Are you planning any other vacations that I should know about?
Not planning, certainly, but things happen. So there are situations when the people were coming by. Did you, by any chance, hear anything from, I don't know, anyone who might have been gone from town for a while?
What? Well, what do you mean? Who? Did I talk to anyone who hasn't been in town for a while?
Say Mrs. Greenwood or someone related to that situation?
I haven't seen Mrs. Greenwood since she went on her trip to Mexico.
Interesting. I just wondered. We had gone to investigate the blighting issues south of town, and it ended up taking much longer than I expected. And I'm concerned about the state of the plant life, and I'm concerned that it's actually spreading to the city, towards the city. So I don't guarantee it, but there's a chance that I might have to. But I will make sure, and I will let you know before I leave in the future. Again, Doctor, I'm very sorry.
As you should be. Well, there's work to be done. If you can build me some new poultices to make up for all the ones I had to use while you were gone for the past few days, and certainly a reserve for if you're going to be leaving again.
Oh, certainly. I can do that in no time at all. It will take me the shakes of 3 tails of a lamb, I believe is how they say.
Don't think that's how they say it, but I like your quirky phrasing anyways.
Oh, thank you. I like yours as well.
Well, how were your travels, at least? See anything interesting?
A few things, and I met some associates that were quite interesting.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Oh, just a gentleman. One of the gentlemen in town actually helping to build the temple, and a larger gentleman of his acquaintance. And most interestingly, I met a gentleman from actually from Mexico. It's fascinating, actually.
Oh, I mean, I assumed you've met many people from Mexico previously.
Oh, certainly. But in this case, it was quite fascinating. We had many discussions. Sometimes you have the barrier where people think that perhaps I might not, how do you say, know what I'm talking about. It's long and involved. But, yes. Do we have any of the green root? What is the green root? I can't remember the word.
Horseradish, parsley.
No.
Chives.
No, it's red. That's what it is. Sorry, sometimes I get those confused. The red and the green, they're very similar, only not.
Oh, well, you're colorblind. It's fairly common among men. Though I do wonder how you're able to pick herbs so well with such a challenge. It seems like it would be hard for you to find which ones were ripe.
It's all in the eye. And of course you have the smell and the taste and the texture, and sometimes the voice. You have that issue as well. But still.
Well, are you heading back out tonight?
I believe that I will be possibly seeing about the engagement in the large party.
Haha, Mr. Miller's party.
I've heard wonderful things, and of course, if there's a party, the party probably will need some alder. This is a truism of which I am 100% certain.
I'm glad that you're 100% certain about it. I don't know that Mr. Miller is, as I'm guessing that he didn't see fit to give my assistant an invitation.
Not officially, but I mean, when you speak to people who speak to people who speak to people, I think that these sort of things are really implied. I mean, part of the greater. I mean, and again, what sort of party will it be without Alder?
I did miss your boundless confidence and optimism, Alder. Well, I suppose you're in luck, as I do have a invitation for a guest. And seeing as I'm not planning on bringing any sort of date, I suppose you can, well, keep me stocked in champagne and keep me away from insipid conversation?
I think that's 100% possible.
Good. Now, how about that tea?
Yes. We can discuss whether or not it's a date. Never mind. Actually, there's one I've been wanting to try. Hand me the rhubarb.
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 She'll find some. Not usually the season for it.
No. I think it's going to add the perfect thing to the tea.
I will trust in your tea judgment, if not your choice in traveling companions or beliefs in parties.
Well,
at least that one has yet to lead me astray.
It reminds me of something my mother always used to tell me. She would say that where we come from, people are mighty feckless, but at the very least, the entertainment value is undeniable.
Yes. My mother liked laughing at stupid people, too.
That's cruel. I like that.
And what is August Weskerly doing?
Oh, he'd get up bright and early and head towards the telegraph office and manage away. Make sure all incoming and outgoing messages are being properly routed, and
Cool.
just catch up on any past due paperwork that needed attending to, and
Yeah, I mean, your assistant kept things fairly well managed while you were gone, but there's always, a lot of some of the official stuff from Western Union can really only be signed by you. So you've got a busy day ahead of you. And there's kind of a constant stream of telegrams coming in and out because of various business ventures and news and people who are traveling or having their travel plans disrupted.
Yep. Basically, see to all that, and we'll be spending most of the day attending to, official affairs.
Sounds good.
The DDDs.
So yeah, back to team carpentry. Are you guys doing anything besides working?
We might occasionally talk with some people if there's anyone else around, but otherwise, I think we need to. Probably by mid-afternoon, we're done with our carpentry work, and we need to start loading in things.
Cool. Yeah, there's some kind of servants who are mostly cleaning and setting up the main house, but they seem to mostly be trying to stick to their own jobs and less interested in making small talk with you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, Eshin, I think we should go out there to that shed or barn and start hauling in the furniture.
Okay.
All right. While we're working, do we notice anything that would seem out of the ordinary?
In what form?
Well, yes, things are busy. Yes, people are getting ready for a party. But does anything look like it would be out of the norm for day-to-day duties? Are there people skulking around? Are there dead people just hanging out by the trees?
A couple of skeletons in full ceremonial dress dancing the hula.
People walking around in dark cloaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any of that kind of stuff. Possibly an idol hidden somewhere behind a secret panel.
Look and see if anyone with a mustache is twirling it, and kind of like that.
Why don't you guys make me perception and profession carpentry checks
right.
for those of you who have such a thing.
So, This is my perception roll. 17 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty normal for Rob. And then carpentry. 22.
Okay, cool. So as far as suspicious activity, certainly nothing that you could tell, Rob. You don't know how people would act around this kind of house to begin with. Russell thinks that there might be a fairly high number of people, and that you are very much being kind of quarantined to this guest house, so that the people here really don't want you snooping around the main house. But again, you're day laborers, and that could also be because they are keeping things clean. One thing they do ask you for, though, is while you're working and hauling furniture, is to help with this one particularly large table that's coming out for the barn, and that's actually heading towards the main house, though they say they can take it from where you get it to, which is right basically to the big double doors that open the house.
Okay.
And that table is odd. It's gorgeous. You think some kind of oak, but as a carpenter, you have no idea how you would have made it. It seems seamless.
Like carved out of a single piece of really big wood.
Yes.
Are there round table, square table?
It's actually like a long square, a long rectangular table.
Okay. All right. And any carvings on it, or is it just one big flat shiny surface?
Yeah, it's one big flat shiny surface. You think, you'd almost be like a dinner table, you would think. Something you could put something large on to display.
Okay. As I'm helping move it around, if I kind of lift it up on one end and look underneath, do I see anything on the underside of the table?
Oh, there's no, particularly odd carvings or anything like that. Though, again, when you look at it more closely, you don't think it could have been carved from one big piece, because if it was carved from one big piece, you would see kind of rings that would match that. So you think that this is... It's not that the tree was that wide, which makes it even more confounding about how this was made.
Okay. And there's other workers helping us take this in?
Mm-hmm.
And do they look like regular workers or day laborers like us?
They look like they are maybe hired help for the party.
Ah, okay. All right. Wow, this is a fascinating table. Have you ever seen such a beautiful table? I mean, I'm a carpenter, and this is magnificent work. Have you seen this table before?
This one guy who's like helping left is like, nope, it's new. So I guess it's a fancy table.
It definitely is. This is exquisite work. I would love to find out who made this. Wow, do you know if there's maybe someone in the house that may know this? I mean, just from a pure craft standpoint, this is brilliant. This is wonderful.
I don't know. Could you have to talk to Mr. Miller? I think he acquired it.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I'll help them move it into the house and see if there's any way to accidentally get lost.
Do you want to make a stealth check?
Yeah, I think that if I could, I'm not going to be very good at this, but oops.
You might be. I think your dex is really good.
Yeah, my stealth is only 8, though.
Oh.
18.
Yeah, what is your objective?
I would like to try to break away from the group and maybe seek out Mr. or Mrs. Miller if they are around.
So yeah, you set down the table and like go make some, brief excuse, like you're gonna go wash up, and the workers don't seem to make any signs of caring that much about that. And then you start heading towards, there's these giant staircase that goes upstairs, like one of those wide banistered staircases. And you start kind of moving in that direction. And as you do, these two dogs kind of come down the stairs and start barking and growling at you.
Oh, hey, Pooch. Those dogs, it's okay. It's okay. No harm. Just looking around.
They,
Is he trying to leave Eshin?
No, not necessarily leave Eshin.
Kind of follow, because that's what I was told to do.
So yeah, between the barking dogs and the loyally following giant guy who I don't think has a stealth score,
Nope.
you do not get very far.
Oh.
Do you have a
I
stealth
can attempt
penalty?
to handle animal. I'm actually decent at that.
Sure. Why don't you make a handle animal check? And yeah, these dogs looks like some kind of hound mix.
Woo!
They're
28.
Nice.
They're pretty big. The dogs sniff at you and they nod. They do not seem particularly friendly dogs. Like they don't, unlike say Dawn, they don't want you to scratch their head or do anything. But they won't bite you or anything like that. But they seem to be guard dogs that are guarding. And they stand at the top of the stairs, and one of the servants says, "Oh, sorry, I think Mr. Miller doesn't really want to be disturbed before the party."
Oh, we're not looking for Mr. Miller. I was just admiring the fine handiwork that went into this house. This railing alone is fantastic and exquisite. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb anyone. I was just admiring the craftsmanship that went into this house.
Oh, well, I'll pass along your compliments to the master of the house then. I think you are done for the day. I'll have someone see to your pay if you want to come back tomorrow.
Sure. Do you need any assistance tonight for the party, for whether servant duties or perhaps some security around the perimeter?
No, I think Miller's got a pretty set crew he wants. He doesn't like having people snooping around the silverware, if you know what I mean.
Sure, I understand. And especially, with so many wealthy investors coming in from out of town, I thought perhaps a little extra security might be in order. Do you think it would be okay if I talk to Mr. Miller directly about that?
I mean, he's not in right now, and he... I don't think that he's going to be very interested. I can pass along a message if you want.
That would be wonderful.
I thought you just said he didn't want to be disturbed.
If
he's not in, how can he be disturbed?
He shrugs. It's like, look, I've been told no one goes upstairs. I don't know where Miller is. It's not my job to keep track of his movements. He's the boss. I'm not. And I find it unlikely that he's going to want, who are you? And a carpenter playing security guard for him tonight.
Okay, well, very well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll be out. We're almost done with the guest house.
All right. I thought you were done. I thought that's what this whole...
Well, they needed help bringing in that big table, and we just have a few more things to bring in and take care of at the guest portion.
All right, fine.
Come on, Ashen.
Okay.
So, is the guest portion, is it a separate house, or is it attached to the main building?
It is attached to the main building.
Okay. Ashen, can you climb?
Yeah.
I think, and I say something kind of loud. I thought I saw some daylight coming in from a portion of the roof. Eshin, you and I should climb up there and make sure that there's not going to be any leaks or anything if there happens to be a stray shower come through.
I don't think it's going to rain.
Well, come on. and we climb up to the roof of the guest house, which is single story from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Which should put us in line with second story windows.
Yep. You can get up there relatively easily, but the curtains are drawn on the second story windows.
Is there a balcony or a veranda along the top?
Yes, but it is not connected. Like the balcony faces forward, and the place on the guest house where you are is to the right.
So there's not a way for us to see in or see what's going on.
Not easily. Not without making a climb check that I would actually make you roll for.
Okay. Well, my climb's not too bad.
Then you'd have to roll your fall check.
Hey.
There is a check for that, and actually, he'd be one of the few people who can actually roll it.
And I've
there's a possibility for that.
And I've also got a slow descent or feather fall or whatever it is. Yeah, slow fall. What do you think, Eshin? Do you think we need to? It seems like if Miller's around, or even if he's not around, it seems like maybe there's something going on up here. Do you sense anything? Do you have any? I don't know. I don't know if you have any scent. You've never smelled Miller before. I don't know how your smell works. Do you get anything from up here?
Yeah. It's all human to me.
Do you? You don't sense anything blight related, do you?
I don't think so.
Well, I certainly don't want to break and enter, because I know that Mr. Miller and Mr. Palmer are good friends, and I would hate to, put the work in the temple at jeopardy, but I've got a weird feeling about this. Any thoughts?
I'm with you. Your call.
Windows open or windows closed?
Closed.
Okay, curtains closed.
Yep.
So we can't hear anything, can't see anything.
Correct.
I really don't want to break and enter. As I'm standing up on top of the roof, can we see anything that looks like blight progression in the area? I mean, we're up fairly high.
Yeah. You can definitely see that there's some plants that look like they are dead or dying in the area.
How in the area? Like 100 feet, 200 feet, mile?
As you think about that, it's kind of patchy. Like you'd probably see, like, just looking directly down, there's part of this, the garden that's by the house, and most of it is fine. But you actually think that some fresh plantings might have just been put in. But there's like one bush that seems to be in bad shape, and then if you go a little bit further, you see more stuff that's in bad shape.
Now, are these bushes close to the house or far from the house?
Both.
So it's not like a radiating pattern or anything.
Yeah, it's not like the house is this nexus of blight.
Of blight energy. No big arrow pointing that says here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will climb down and come on, Eshin. Let's climb down. I think our work is done.
Okay.
And so we climb down.
Cool. And we'll say actually about that.
Grab all the frisbees.
Yes.
Climb down.
all the stray golf balls. Kick off the chicken bones and the corn on the cobs.
While you're you will say that as you get down, there's Maria is downstairs. She's got like basically a bag that you would assume has a dress in it, and she's like, "Oh, you all wrapped up?"
Yes, we are. We are done with this. I was, I was hoping move in a really big table
Mm-hmm.
into the house. I'd never seen such craftsmanship and handiwork done
Ooh.
on that. Do you know who built that or where Mr. Miller got that table?
I don't know. I wasn't involved with any of the furniture decisions, but I look forward to seeing it tonight.
Yeah, it looks really good. Speaking of tonight, you don't know if there's any extra help that we could do tonight that you might need?
No, I'm on the guest list. I think he's got all the hired help standard, though. You could always ask around at some of the other guests that are coming, see if anyone's got a need for, I don't know, she like looks at Ashen bodyguard.
Oh, sure. I mean, we're both handy and capable. I thought I'd ask. I mean, it's not very often that you get to see such a to-do going on.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually pretty excited. I don't know. Maybe you're in good with Palmer. Maybe talk to him.
I think I might. Thank you so much for recommending this. It was a pleasure to work on this edition.
I'm so happy that it worked out.
Yeah, I think you'll be happy with the work.
Oh, good.
And we will head off back towards town and maybe to Palmer's office.
Cool. And then back to Chema. You are the tailor finishes up with Maria and then is able to get a suit made for you.
Great. You wouldn't happen to also be able to provide shoes, would you?
I've got some things that I had studied. What like offer a kind of selection of different shoes, and provided Chema doesn't have a particularly weird shoe size, he can make it work.
Yeah. Yep. That is great. I'll pay him and say thank you so much. Anybody that I know that comes to the area, they will know to come here to get any alterations done, certainly.
Oh, I appreciate the recommendation. Always nice to have word of mouth advertising.
Oh, yes. Especially once the railroad gets put together. You may have picked a very good location in the end.
That was my hope. Certainly a growth opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, and I am sure I will see you sometime before I leave.
Oh, excellent. We'll have a good time.
I will leave the tailor. And what was the is the general store guy, right?
Yeah, Hass's general store. Mm-hmm.
Is that Hass?
Yes.
And she mentioned his name.
Fritz.
Fritz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I will head there.
Cool. It is a fairly solid general store. It's the clearly fairly well stocked. That there's a few kind of notable shelving units where it looks like there's some stuff that they're waiting on, or maybe just sold out of recently.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise very well kept and well organized and clean. And a big man with a like white handlebar mustache and kind of grayish white black hair greets you is like, welcome.
Oh, hello. Did you know where I can find Mr. Fritz?
That would be me.
Oh, well, it is so great to meet you.
Oh, it's so good to meet you too. He like grabs your one of your hands in both of his hands, which are like big and but and somewhat calloused.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and who am I meeting?
Oh, my name is Jose. I've been in town for only a couple of days, but I represent some interests in Mexico who are looking to. We are looking for outlets for certain products,
What sort of products?
Oh, the sort of products that are more commonplace in the center of the country that are harder to find up north or here. I mean, obviously, here there is plenty of prickly pear and things like that, but you'll be hard pressed to find a mango.
Yes. Have you met Abel then? Speaking of mango, he brought me up some just yesterday.
I have. He is a very friendly and loud gentleman.
Yes, he is. That's why I like him so much. He like slaps the desk and says, well, what could I do for you? Are you looking to pick up anything or looking to sell me something?
Not as of yet. Really, what we would love to have is sort of an idea of how the railroad is going to work once it is here. Obviously, timetables and things like that would be great, but I assume none of that has been finalized. I was told that there is a large party going on today, and the railroad magnates are going to be there.
Yes, indeed. I see an investor. Well, he like leans forward, like conspiratorially. It's like, I have heard that Mr. Miller is giving something of a commission to anyone who brings in a new investor. So, if you're legitimately interested, I could secure you a invitation, provided you made it clear
that would be fantastic.
That should you actually give money, that it was me who informed you of this opportunity.
Of course. That is how, I come from this is a family business. And as you know, family is not just who you're born with. You can expand your family in many ways. And we are looking for honest business people that we can deal with and that we can retain. This West is wild. So people come and go, people leave, people die. It is very difficult to find a steady source of information, a steady source of income. So we're always looking forward to forge these relationships.
Don't I know it? The West sure is wild. We had a shipment shot up by the hanging judge just this week.
The hanging judge?
Yes. Full of bullet holes and killed 2 of our traders.
I did not think he was a real person. I thought he was like a book character.
Oh, he's unfortunately all too real. Some hooligan who thinks that he can use a gun to subsume the sheriff and the basic rule of law.
Oh, sounds very dangerous.
Indeed. My wife is beside herself about the whole affair.
Well, I am sad to hear. Did you lose many wares?
Well, fortunately, most of the wares came through okay, though we had to fish some bullet holes out of crates and then had an entire cache of rum ruined along the way, although I suspect that whoever actually found the cart had their way with the rum.
Yes. Well, that is very unfortunate. I hope that you can recuperate that soon.
I hope so too. My wife is handling the debts. That's really her business.
All right.
So, and yes, you'll have to meet her tonight then and go over your plans with her. She'd love to meet you, I'm sure.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Well, wonderful. Just meet me here at, say, 6 p.m. and I'll have secured an invite I can give you.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you very much.
Of course. Anything else I can get you while you're here?
I will take this and I'll grab a bottle.
Oh,
of something.
Excellent choice. It's a fine vintage.
So yes, I will pay for it and then I will eat.
Cool. All right. So let's go back to Russell.
Okay. We're going to go to Mr. Palmer's office.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on the door.
His assistant answers. It's like, how can I help you?
Yes, is Mr. Palmer in, please? I'm Russell.
Oh, yes. One moment. She'll go to the office and come back with Mr. Palmer.
Oh, Mr. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Palmer, it's so good to see you.
Oh, Russell, glad that you came back. Okay.
Yes, I want to thank you for the loan of your horses. They returned safely and in good health. The work on the temple is going fine. In fact, I hope you don't mind, but I did a little work with at the Miller house today to get it ready for its final preparations.
I see. Go on.
I assume that you're going to the party tonight. I didn't know if you needed any assistance at the party, or if you needed, with so many wealthy investors in town, I didn't know if you might need some additional protection. There are several gangs running around that may look at this as an opportunity, and I would hate for you to get into any trouble.
He nods, that's honestly not a bad idea. My wife insists on coming, and in her condition, I'm a little worried about her. If I could, if you wouldn't mind, I suppose, coming.
Yes,
and
my friend Eshin here, he's a great bodyguard, and I think the two of us do clean up very well, and and we can provide you that level of protection that you need.
Well, I certainly hope it won't come to that, but Mr. Miller and I don't always see eye to eye on business matters.
Oh, okay.
So it would not be bad to have someone else. Yes, that seems reasonable. Why don't you two come to my home this evening and we can go from there.
Excellent. Well, I have a few more things to do, but we will be at your house later this evening.
And he looks at both of you, and you'll need to acquire proper clothes.
Oh, yes, I do have clothing.
Good.
And we leave, and maybe head over to where Alder is at.
Cool. His offices?
Yes, Knock on the door.
Oh, is it?
It's Russell and Eshin.
Oh, come in, please.
Go in. Hello. How has your day been going?
It has been eventful. I've been making poultices.
Oh, well, it sounds very productive. I'm sure with the many blisters and sores that people get from working on the railroad, that will be very, very helpful. And I'm looking around a little bit to see if there's anyone else in the room.
Yeah, Dr. Barton's in the room.
Oh, okay.
She just says, hello, Russell.
Oh, hello, Dr. Barton. How are you?
Doing just fine. Better now.
Excellent. Are you going to the party tonight?
Yes, of course.
Oh, what about you, Alder? It's all the talk of the town.
I, too, will be attending, yes.
Oh, well, that's excellent. In fact, my friend Eshin and I will also be attending as well. Not as, guests or anything like that, but we'll be there. I'm looking forward to it.
We will look out for you.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Have you ever been to the Miller's house?
Have I?
Yes.
You have not.
I have not.
He has. You would find this very interesting because of your that dog. Yes, that's what it is. Mr. Miller has two big hounds that I think are very well trained guard dogs.
That seems like it would not be unusual for a home of that size.
Yes, and they're very good at keeping people out of areas where they shouldn't be.
Oh.
Does your dog do that? Is it that good of a dog to do that?
Mostly she can lure people away from where they used to be.
Oh, okay. Well, if you see those dogs tonight, I know that you love your dog very much, but you might want to check out those dogs.
I shall take this under advisement.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Barton. We'll get out of your hair.
All right, and I'll see you tonight, I suppose.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. And we leave.
Cool.
And I think I need to go to the temple to get a change of clothes.
Sounds good.
Where are you gonna get clothes for Ishan?
Eshin,
Yes.
your hat. It
Yes.
it makes you go from who you are to this wonderful disguise. Does it have the ability to change the quality of your disguise?
Quality?
Yes, like the clothes you're wearing right now, fine. But remember how Mr. Miller was dressed?
You all look the same.
Do you remember how Mr. Palmer was dressed? The one that we just were at before we saw Alder.
It will all dress the same.
No, he actually dresses a little bit better. Can you change the look of your clothes?
Yes.
Can you, let's see, can we make those pants black and dirt-free?
Probably.
Can we try it?
Are we still in a building?
Yeah, we're back at the temple.
Well,
Okay.
actually, your clothing would almost assuredly not be kept at the temple, but actually at your place at the boarding house.
Okay, that's fine. We're at the boarding house then. We're in the room. No one can see
The
us.
boarding house.
Curtains are closed.
Boarding room.
I'll pull off the hat and put it back on and have black pants.
Oh, this is excellent. I run down the hallway really quick and come back with the Sears Roebuck catalog.
Nice.
And I flip through it. A couple pages are missing, obviously, but I get to the men's suit section. Do you see this?
This is another human.
This is the clothing that he's wearing, the suit. Make your clothing look like that.
Look at the picture. Look at Russell. Look back at the picture. Take off my hat. Put it back on. And attempt.
So I'd say the first time you do it, you look exactly like the man in the picture.
Maybe a little bit more like what you used to look like, and not as much as what he actually looks like. Just focus on the clothing part, not the face. The mustache is a nice touch, but really, I think we just need the clothing.
Okay. Try again.
Oh yeah, you got it that time. He actually even got like some of the hair. His hair looks better now because the guy has like a nice stylish haircut.
Good, excellent. Eshin, this looks wonderful. Now, I'm just going to change into my robes, and then we can go back to Mr. Palmer's house. So, I will put on a. It's kind of like a ceremonial robe. It's got a high collar, and it's black, and it's if you think of like, it's got a button-up breast. It's not a button along the breast, but it's buttoned along the right side, So it's kind of folds over and buttons up along the right side, and then goes down into a split robe bottom. And all along the edge are red piping, not piping, like a red border.
Embroidery?
Yeah, kind of, but it is embroidered, and it's embroidered in gold. Mm-hmm. And the seam area, or the border area, is all red on black. And that will be my ceremonial robes.
Cool.
And we're ready for the party. I wonder who else is ready for the party. I guess we will have to wait until next week to find out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you so much for downloading and listening. If you would, head over to iTunes and share your reviews. 5-star reviews are always great, but we appreciate all the feedback that you guys leave over there. It does help in the rankings. The more people that engage, the more people that download, it does help us get spotted higher on the iTunes charts, and that means more people will find us when they're looking for real play podcasts or D&D podcasts or just really cool podcasts. And next week we will see what happens at this crazy party. So until then, here's hoping that all your duds are cleaned and ready to go, and that all of your rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2017 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.